Welcome to the Hip Hop Hustle podcast. I'm extremely excited about my next guest. The man in front of me is the one and only Frisco Hardbody Sco. For anyone who's not aware, one of the young up and coming artists who's doing great things, making really good music. I mean, you got singles that are out currently. Once again, Opposite and Prolly, they're all out right now. You got music coming up with Sada Baby, Play No Games. So that drops tomorrow, right?
That drop tomorrow, yes, sir.
Man, that's exciting. So by the time people listen to this, it'll be out now. So make sure that if you haven't checked it out, check it out. I'm sure it's going to be huge. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people talking about it. So I'm lucky. I'm getting in just before the drop, and I'm getting the pre bump up in terms of where you're going, man. But how are you feeling about it? You know, there's a big song on the way. What's the feeling like with the anticipation?
I feel blessed, you know. I feel like it's overdue. I feel like it's overdue. I've been doing this a long time, and moments like this I've been yearning for a long time. So now that they're here, you know, I'm excited and I'm just ready, bro. You know, just ready, gassed up, gassed up.
So I'm assuming so tonight is there just no sleep? You're just waiting for the drop. Like, what's the plan? Like for me personally, if I had a song like this coming out, I'd just be like, well, looks like there's no rest. Looks like I'm just gonna stay up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about anything I put out. Maybe something of this magnitude, I guess, is heightened. But every time I drop something, even when it's by myself, I'm like that because I hang my hat on my artistry, man. So every time I be anticipating, like, man, this finna be one. You never know when you drop something. Each time you put somebody got the chance to be your next biggest. So that's my mindset every time I drop something.
So you're just so excited every time. I feel like that's a good place to be, is to be excited when you release things. I feel like some people in the industry, you know, when they've been doing it for a long time, they've been releasing a lot of music, the shine goes away from it in a weird way. Like, I feel like that is this polarity, and there's something you need is the constant excitement of like, you should be excited when you drop music. But I feel like that's not everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. But for me, I kind of love it. You know, it's like a perfect storm for me because I get to make a living off what I love, you know. So I'm not just doing it for just like what they say, cloud or the shiny, the glitz glam. I actually love this. So every time I put something out, even when I love every process, whether it be performing, recording, meets, whatever, anything involving this music thing, I love it, bro. So I'm excited about everything. It don't get old to me.
So funny. You're like, I don't do it for like the shiny things. And then you have like shiny things on. And I'm like, well, at least it comes with benefits.
Yeah, it comes with some benefits, man, for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, humbly speaking, let them see it, man. Let them see it, man. Humbly speaking, man. Let them see it.
Well, were you surprised by the benefits that you started to see? Like, I know that, you know, every kid looks at hip hop and goes like, man, that would be awesome if I could do that. And then like for it to start happening, what's that feeling like?
I mean, that shit still hit me. I sometimes I still just call my mom and be like, mom, this shit really happening. You know, sit and talk to her. And bro, I ain't really got no pretty answer for it. That's like the whole truth, like how it's starting to unfold. I tell my team, it's like it's crazy. Not crazy because the work I put in, but like seeing shit start unfolding, labels start reaching out, the artists start reaching out, the profits start coming in, and that's what you always want. And when it start to come, it's like shit, pinch yourself type of moment. So I'm still relishing in it, to be honest, bro.
Do you remember the first pinch yourself moment? Like, what was the first one that was like, oh, this shit is real?
Um, okay, well, the first pinch moment for me is my first time performing. This would probably before anything like I could call success, but that first one when I performed was like I was maybe 14, some shit like that. I was in St. Louis, and I performed for the first time in front of a bunch of people. And I knew, like, I already knew this is what I wanted to do, but that moment was like, okay, this shit is for real. But yeah, that was my very first pinch myself moment, bro.
What was the crowd like? Give me some context behind that performance, because I imagine I'm trying to put myself in your shoes as a 14-year-old kid, and like people
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
being in public. Number one, in general, they hate
Hmm.
public speaking, but to be that young and then have a crowd. Yeah. What was the context around that performance?
Okay, back then it was like a group. It was a group. It was Amber, A Randall, shout out to you, and Crazy. She passed away, so rest in peace, Crazy. And this is back like MySpace days, you know what I'm saying? For all those that's living on dinosaur times, but back then you really couldn't like finesse internet the way you can now. And at the time I was getting like 40,000 views per song. These weren't even videos, just clicks, views on the song itself. And someone from St. Louis reached out to us and shit. We went down there. We had to, of course, we didn't get paid to do this. We still had to pay. You know, so for those who don't know, you got to pay to do shows sometimes to get yourself in front of people. So we kind of rented some cars. We went down there, and at the time, I told them I'm 14 years old, so I'm a baby myself. And we got there. We rented our hotel, and once I made it on the stage, bro, it was like a surreal moment, where I really like knew like this is what I want to do. This is really what I want to do. I didn't clam up. I didn't had a shakes. I came alive, bro, like a light beaming in my eyes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a light gleaming in my eyes. And from that moment on, bro, it's been like a chase for me. It's been a chase for me.
So that was like the addiction. That was like it
Oh yeah.
started.
Okay, that's exactly what I was trying to describe to you. Yep. The
Yeah.
addiction. Yep.
So what did that do for the? I'm going to ask two questions. How big was the
Okay.
crowd that you performed in?
I think of maybe like 100 people. Maybe like a
That's a
hundred
good
people, but
size.
that's a good. But we in like a venue, right? When you got 100 people packed in a room, small to those that maybe can't visualize, but you got 100 people packed in a fucking room with their phones lighting up, look like 10,000. You can't tell
Yeah.
a 14-year-old he ain't on top of the world with that one, man, for sure,
But also, first time, it doesn't matter if there's 10 people or
for
100
sure,
people. The
for
the
sure.
feeling is the same because it's like the riskiness of it all, the like you're doing something new, you're actually putting it on the line. There's something now, there's stakes. Like I feel like that's
Yep,
the difference between performing in the booth versus performing live is like all of a sudden there are real stakes where you've got people who can see
yep.
you succeed or see you fall live.
And some people are looking for that. Like, let's see if is he gonna rise to a occasion or is he gonna fall on his face, And as an artist, on you to like see if you made for this in moments like that, especially early on, because some people can, like I said, clamor up, but I rose to the occasion, man.
Did
Mm-mm-mm.
anyone clamor up? Like, did you see it?
Yeah, I maybe not at that concert, but I didn't see people clamor up because I've been in this a minute now, and I didn't see people clamor up for sure.
What do they say about it? Like, do they reflect on it? Have they talked about what happens when they're on stage?
Uh, because some people love music, and I don't just say music. People love many things in life. When it comes time for them to showcase what they do to others, they they're not made for it. They're shy. But in this type of industry, when you're a public figure in this type of manner, you really can't be shy or withdrawn. You got to be entertained, so to speak. So yeah, you're gonna have to figure that out. Just what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're definitely right that if you're shy in this industry,
It
not for
ain't for
you.
you. It ain't for you. It ain't for you. It ain't for you for sure. But I'm looking forward to doing my next shows up here soon, like 2024. We're gonna do an Illinois tour, 10 city tour down in Illinois where I'm from. Maybe the first show is gonna be Peoria, Illinois, where I'm from, or maybe the last show. But either we're gonna do a 10 city tour and Peoria may be the first stop or the last stop. But for those, y'all be on the lookout for that. We're gonna do an Illinois tour, man.
Because that's where you're originally from.
I'm from Peoria, Illinois. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yep.
I mean, personally, my 2 cents, obviously, they're only 2 cents, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, finish in the hometown reception is like the great
That's
place to finish up.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's crazy about that? I wanted to do a show in my city maybe 3 months ago, and they try to like lowball me for what I was trying to do and get. We couldn't make the situation right. And sometimes it's always like your hometown because I got a lot of believers there, so I really couldn't understand why this venue wasn't seeing it. You know, like what y'all mean? Like, cause I want to do a show in my hometown. You know, I just got out from a prison stint. All my fans and friends and peers are happy to see me. Music's going well, and I'm thinking like, shit, perfect time to put the show together and let these people hear the music I've been putting out and let them see what's going on. But that shit didn't end up shaking out. But now things are even bigger. And that same, I don't want to call the ass out, but now the case is different. Now things are very different now. So yeah, it's crazy how things work, man.
So what happened there? So were they just lowballing offers, or were they just not coming to the party? Like when you're trying to, because this is the things that fans never see. Mm-hmm. They never see behind the scenes in terms of negotiation with regards to venues, with regards to ticketing, with regards to just how it all pans out. But can you give us some insight on how that worked out? And obviously it didn't work out thus far. I'm sure it'll work out now, but how that works.
Okay. For artists, it's like it's even harder for artists. It's like still hasn't made it to a point where like even buzzing in their hometown or buzzing in any shape, form, or fashion. I'll speak from an aspect of somebody that like has even a small buzz. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point you have some leverage, maybe not a lot of leverage, but see, in my case, I did, and I had the impression like, okay, well, I got this buzz going. They gonna fuck with me. So me and my manager went down and sat with the club owners, and we tried to figure out a place to make it work. I was even going to like buy the venue for the night, you know, so maybe split the door. For those who know, when you call split the door, each person that come through, you got a clicker, and like y'all split every person that come. Whether you charge 40, the club gets 20, you get 20, and then you got this thing called the bar. You know, everybody know what the bar is, but the bar makes way more than the actual door. So it's all these variables: the bar, the door, and maybe other people you allow to come on stage with you. All of those are variables, and we like tried every angle, bro. I just try to give them the bar, split the door, like, but they wasn't like respecting like how many people I can bring up in here just for y'all establishment. And now what's going on now, they see it clear as day, but take that and try to see what you can come up with it as an artist from the outside looking in. So when you go into something, you know, like just because you buzzing don't necessarily mean shit gonna work out for you. You got to make them respect you, and respect has been made.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I always say it on the show, but it's a business. Like
it's a business. Yep. It's a like business. I don't even fault them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're only going to make the decisions that are best for their business. And like the difficult thing about a venue is that when a venue decides to put on a show, there's opportunity cost. So if they're putting on, let's say me on the venue, they obviously can't put you on at the same time. So then they have to go, well, if Aaron is coming or if Frisco Hardbody is coming, which one am I going to choose? Which one's going to generate more revenue for me on that particular night? And so that may come down to it as well of like, hey, I can only give my venue to one artist tonight. I can't give it to everybody. So they're going to make the revenue choice. And like you said, hey, at the end of the day, it may not be today, but it will be tomorrow. As long as you come back with leverage, as long as you come back with eyes on a good deal that allows both parties to win.
Yep. And that's exactly, look, he know people. He know. That's exactly how it is, my guy. That's exactly how it is.
Well, I think the weird thing is people take it personally. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there is a trap in, especially when you're an artist, to for everything to become about you, or like this deal didn't work out. Oh, that's because you don't like me. But you know, I think sometimes you have to separate yourself from outcomes and try to be as objective as possible so that you can stay level-headed and maintain relationships.
And that's very important. That's very, because I battle with that. Because of course, I'll be lying if I say I didn't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not, because this is my hometown. You know what I'm saying? So like as you grow and when you become a business yourself, then you can see why certain measures are taken. You know what I'm saying? So like when you put it like don't take it personal as you grow, then you realize because you become a business yourself, you have to make the right decisions for you as a business. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. So
Yeah.
I learned it, but I ain't learned it overnight. I
So
ain't
you
learned it
said you
overnight.
struggled with it. How did you learn it?
Because I started to become a business. You know, a lot of people say that, but I started to become a business where I gotta like make certain decisions for my team and people that reach out to me. Like I get a lot of because I'm still an up and coming artist. I haven't reached my pinnacle yet, but it's a lot of other artists that's like on the come up, and they reach for me for just to jump on a song or put something on my page for them. And respectfully, I don't. And the reason being is because if we can't mutually benefit, it makes no sense. It can't be lopsided. You know what I'm saying? Now, as raw as I am, as dope as I am as an artist, when you got another artist that's even on a higher pinnacle, and I reach out to him, if it don't make sense, like for balance, then what he gonna do it for? So it's the same type of scenario. When I became a business, I knew like there's certain things I just can't do. It's not a knock against the person, but if we both can equally benefit, it don't make sense.
I agree with you, man. I mean, I have the
Yeah,
same
for sure.
thing. I mean, when I started this, I was like, who's gonna come on? Like
Yep.
genuinely zero fan base, zero
Mm.
audience. I'm gonna get lucky if anyone wants to talk to me. Like
Oh, they in now,
genuinely,
bro.
it's literally like it's a risk. They spend an hour with me. They don't know what's gonna happen. They don't know. They don't have a body of work to be able to look at. They don't have consistency to look at. They've got
Mm-hmm.
essentially nothing, and it's all risk. So I'm always thankful to the people who came on in the beginning. Now I'm fortunate that I've been able to do this for a period of time and I've got a body of work. And so you're right.
Yep.
I have people reach out as well that are just like, hey, can I come on? And it's like, there's there's only benefit for you. There's no benefit for the effort, the energy, the time that it will take me to not only do it, but produce it, to edit it, to put it out, promote it. And then what am I going to
Yeah.
see? Like, that's the other thing of like, I get it, but you need to
Mm-hmm.
work on your craft first before we do
Yeah.
this. So it's not a no,
Yeah.
it's just not yet. Like, come back to
Yep.
me and I will
Yep.
consider it again.
Yep. That's good you said that. I'm happy you put that like that for those that's watching this can know. This go for many fields of professionalism.
Yeah. I mean, that's the weird thing of like, the more I'm learning from artists such as yourself, is the more I'm
Yeah.
seeing the parallels between like the music industry and just general life of like,
Mm-hmm.
just because you get a no doesn't mean you got to pack it in and that it's all over. All you got to do is just be like, okay, I got to know what do I need to do to make it a yes next time. And I take accountability on myself to get the yes. It's not your job to give me the yes. It's my job to make you want to say yes to me.
Yep. I'm in here. Yeah, for any of those watching, I get plenty. I got plenty no's and still get some no's. So like you still got to keep pressing. You still got to keep pressing. Whatever that no was, like you said, figure out how to make it a yes.
Yeah.
Make them. Make them.
I feel like that's the
Real
difference
talk.
between success in music or in anything is like those people who are like accepting of the no's but not accepting of the no as being the end result. Like there are just some people I know personally that they get a no and they quit. They're like, well, I tried once, it didn't work out, now it's over.
Yeah, bruh. That ain't the way. So that's I mean, for people that's take these no's and like they pack it in. I mean, it's a gift and the curse because those that pack it in after that, you shouldn't have been doing this anyway. Those that's hard in something, they soul in something, they gonna figure out how to way to turn that into a yes or figure out a way to dissect that no and figure out the reason why and attack that. You know what I'm saying? And those that's not, they'll fall off. They'll fall off.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got a one that's not super talented at whatever he does and let a no pack him in. So don't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, all you can do is believe in yourself. That's it. You
Real
just got
talk.
to trust yourself and but again, like there are people who I see who are just like delusional in the sense of like they think that they're the greatest. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, man, you're not the greatest, because if you were the greatest, you'd be selling out all the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be doing awesome. Everyone will want to work with you. So you got to take realization of like, you have work to do. That doesn't mean you
Yeah,
can't
real
be the
talk.
greatest, but it just means you're not the greatest. And when you say things like that, it's embarrassing because everybody knows it's bullshit. Everybody
Yeah,
knows.
man. Yeah. I mean, one thing about I want to speak about this. I always told myself, like, man, Frisco, you the best, right? And I meant from a place of like metaphors, punchlines, similes, slick shit to say, witty remarks, like with my music. And I was stuck in that for a long time, like, right? But it don't matter how raw or talented, whatever the fucking words you want to use. It don't matter if nobody's fucking with you, because you got the most ass rapper or whatever words you want to use, not as talented as you, but he way bigger than you. So it's in some capacity, it's not about all your skill set. It's about putting these eyes on you, marketing yourself, promoting yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's about who's fucking with you. You can be the best. That's cool. What that's gonna get you? Where you going? Where you gonna take your best bag and just carry it around? You gotta put these eyes on yourself, man. So like, you sit back and wonder, like, why is this Joe Smo over here big as hell, but he can't do what you can do? That's because you know what he can do better than you? Market himself, promote himself, tell his story the proper way. So like, I was hung up on like the same thing. Oh man, I'm better, but nah. When I got my marketing right, I got my team right, I got my eyes on putting my story out, it kind of leveled out, and I started to rise, man. I started to rise for sure.
Yeah. I mean, just you got to live in reality sometimes. Like, you just
Yes.
got to live in reality. Like, I mean, I've had these conversations with people on the show about how they're the best. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like I know that
Yeah.
that that's just not true. I know it's a hip hop thing where like you have to
Yeah.
come out braggadocious. You have to be like, I'm the
Yeah.
best, because that's kind of what it is. That's the sport. That's kind of like
Mm.
what everyone loves in hip hop. But there at some point you have to be like, I'm good, but I have a
Mm-hmm.
lot to do to become the best. But like there are
Mm-hmm.
people who are just like, living at their mom's house, like their records aren't doing anything, and they just have the audacity to be like, I'm the greatest. and like it's like me saying I'm the best
Yeah.
podcaster. I know for a
Mm-hmm.
fact that's not true.
Yeah.
But I know that if I work, I will continue to get better and I will continue to rise. So no one will
Yep.
have, like, when you have to tell me you're the greatest, that's not how it works. People
Real
tell
talk.
you you're the greatest.
Hey, look. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Real
Michael
talk.
Jordan doesn't have
Right.
to say he's the best. Everyone does it
Real
for him.
talk.
Like the LeBron and Michael Jordan debates, that's how you know
Yeah.
they're the greatest, because there are people who are not
Mm-hmm.
them going, hey, one of these two is the greatest of all time. I don't know which one it is, but undoubtedly they are in that caliber. So LeBron
Real
and Jordan,
talk.
they don't have to talk about it. It's already done for
Yeah.
them. They just play.
Yep. And LeBron is the GOAT, okay? LeBron is the GOAT. I said it. Yeah, LeBron the GOAT.
A lot of people are not going to like that, my friend.
That's fine with me. You can't debate it for real, to be honest. LeBron, that's crazy. You think LeBron not the GOAT?
Well, to be honest, I am not familiar enough to basketball to have that. I like for you and I to have this discussion. I would just
Yeah.
be, it'd be all me bullshitting my way through it. Um, but, but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've had people say LeBron is great on the show. Like, you're not the
Mm-hmm.
only one. I think the more he continues to play, the more it's starting to become a difficult proposition to argue with,
Yeah,
it seems.
man. See, I tell you, you're the perfect person to be like, explain why he's the GOAT, because like you said, you don't really know much when it comes to what the game embodies: rebounding, steals, assists, court vision, like that. If you dropped a fucking alien and just said who's the best at that, no biasness, fucking LeBron James. But yeah, we get on topic. But yeah, I just had I'm the biggest LeBron fan, so I had to put that out there like that. That's my
Well,
boy.
I was actually going to ask you because, like,
Yeah.
so this is the one thing I have heard is Michael
Okay.
Jordan's finals record is
Yeah.
unparalleled in its success. LeBron
Okay.
hasn't had the same finals record as Michael Jordan. So how do
Yeah,
you
Mike.
compete that, like,
I got
when the
perfect.
time is to shine, that
Mm-hmm.
Jordan delivered, and when the time
Uh-huh.
is to shine, LeBron delivered sometimes, not every final series.
Now, level of competition. Michael wasn't going up against no damn super teams, bro. Michael was, I don't want to say subpar competition to disrespect him like that, but we know the teams that LeBron faced. You know what I'm saying? Those Golden State Warriors, those Spurs, those are like teams that's going down in like history as like the best assembled teams. And when you speak about the teams that Michael went up against and beat, we can't even really say that. Like, and I want to respect them, but there wasn't no damn going down in history teams that he beat. He's supposed to beat them. He's supposed to. Yeah.
Well, as I said, I'm not the one to debate you on that. So, but that is a
Yeah.
good answer. That is a good
Yeah.
answer
Yeah.
of, like, yeah, I mean, competition is a thing. I always wonder though, like, it's an impossible
Mm.
discussion because LeBron is in a different generation, different basketball, different technology, and Jordan obviously played a different era and a different style of basketball. So it's hard to like you can never know. I mean, we have the same discussion. You have the same discussion
Mm-hmm.
in NFL, in AFL for us. Like, it's just a different game at that point.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure knew something about music. Who the greatest rapper to you, man? All time.
Big
Alive. Not
alive.
dead.
Well, I was going to say
Alive.
dead. Big Pun is the greatest rapper
Okay. People
because,
sleep on him.
well, I just think, like, I mean, Capital Punishment just, like, to me is just
Yeah.
it's a masterclass on how to rap. Like, he just nailed it from, like, I'm obsessed with that album.
Yeah.
Like, it is just such a good project. Him at his peak, he just got overweight and fat, and it was just depressing. His other albums, but Capital Punishment is just absolute fire.
Yeah, rest in peace, Pun, man. Wanna take my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know some Pun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Pun's my guy. But yeah, I mean, at the moment for me, it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
go past Kendrick these days.
Yes.
It's like
I could take
someone
that one.
someone who's going, but, like, I mean, my personal favorite is like 50 Cent, like, just as what it meant
See,
for me, Get Rich or Die
yeah.
Trying. But I will say he's not the most lyrical. He
Uh-huh.
doesn't come with the, like, most complex bars, but he makes
Uh-huh.
fucking good songs. He just makes catchy
Yeah.
songs that get you in. But I think Kendrick is probably the generation, my generation of, like, you know, like, this generation of, like, he's the pinnacle of what we've got at the moment with the success in his projects, with the sounds in his projects. Like, he seems to be able
Mm.
to mold himself constantly outside of what everybody else is doing. That's what I actually admire the most, is, like, seems like he's just doing his own thing. He doesn't operate in the same fields as everybody else.
Okay, from a level of just raw hip hop. Yeah. Drake, I think Drake is because he embodies it all. He embodies it all, man. From like I said, they discredit him, I believe, because the run he's been on. He like don't seem real. What is it? What that motherfucker got the most number ones that took over for Michael Jackson or something?
Yeah, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's and like it's crazy. Like we can debate that. That's what's funny. Like, you know, if anybody else, I don't really know why the guy get discredited a lot, but he get a lot of credit. But Joe, that's crazy because I think he is like the goat of right now.
But I think he's the best musician. He's not the best
Mm-hmm.
rapper.
And Drake, I'll see. Maybe see that's a hard one for me too, man. Because when you listen to his bars, like his back to back, man, so many. He's slapping them with bars, man.
but he doesn't do it. But he doesn't do it consistent. What my point is more that like he's capable,
Yeah.
1000%,
Yeah.
but he doesn't sell himself as a rapper. He sells himself as just a musician, and I get that.
True
but because
facts.
he's not rigid, but because he's not releasing hip hop albums every time he's releasing albums, it's almost easier to not have to stack up the bars. So like, if I only release 5 hip hop tracks a year, then all I got to do is come for 5 tracks. Whereas like, if all you do is hip hop and bars and hip hop albums, then you have to deliver on those albums. And I think Kendrick has done that, whereas Drake has just done his own thing. He experiments with his sound. He experiments with like EDM, pop. He's a great singer, but best rapper, because he doesn't solely dedicate himself to that. I'm like, hard to rectify it as the best.
Well, maybe not the best bars, but even then, it's hard for me to let that shit roll off my lips, my guy. Man, it's hard, man. Drake, the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in Frisco Hardbody Sco too, let them know it. Don't forget about me up in there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go check me out, man.
Well, that's the funny thing. He's Canadian. He's not even American. That's like
that's even crazier. Dominated. And dominated. He was like, I ain't even from around here. How did they be running down here?
And then, he comes in. I mean, it's wild to me that he was able to do it so well.
Yeah. Drizzy, he the GOAT, man. Take it and book it. He the GOAT right now. I mean, let's clear that up. He the GOAT right now, this era.
Yeah. I mean, his consistency over a long period of time is impossible to like.
Hell yeah, dude, that won't be matched no more. No more. You ain't gonna never see that shit again.
Yeah.
You'll never see that shit on again.
Let me ask you, because I actually wanted to ask you this question, then we got distracted for 20 minutes. But you performed, and the addiction of being on stage and the music hits you. How does that start to influence the rest of your life or your life moving forward from that point? Like what starts to happen to you mentally? What do you start to prioritize? I'm always interested in like when it clicks for you that this is something you want to do, and then what you start to do to start to make that happen.
I mean, if there's something you want to do, like, because I think you got 2 kind of people, which is people like that love this and they do it like as a hobby. I respect that. And then you got those that this is their life, and everything in their life is like around this one thing that they love, whether it be sports or whatever. But for me, I love this, and every facet of my life is built around this. And my mom understands that. My sister understands that. Everybody in my life understands that this is what Frisco does. And we're going to have to, like, I don't want to say accommodate, but know, like, we have to love him according to what he loves. Not to say that he don't love us, but this is all I have, my guy. Like when I had that click in my mind, like, okay, this is it. I have to get rid of everything. Like there is no like other motives, my guy. There is no other. It's only this. And when that moment clicked in, bro, I had to like stop everything. Like, I had to leave the streets alone, which was like a struggle, and I had to leave everything, bro. Like it kind of really saved my life, if I'm being honest.
So how did you start letting things go? Like, yeah, it's interesting that at that young you were like, all right, I'm gonna start letting things go. How did you start distancing yourself from, essentially your previous life?
Well, it wasn't a snap your fingers. For those who don't know, I spent a long prison stint, you know what I'm saying, in Illinois prison system. So that's what kind of like forced it, you know what I'm saying? Because you're stripped away from everything that you know and you love. I still had a lot of love and support, but it blocked out a lot of other things that would have been like up in my face. A lot of women, a lot of money, a lot of distractions was all like stripped away from me. So like I still had to focus in, but like when I was sat down, it forced me to realize like what direction I wanted my life to go in. And when I came out, I just implemented it. And like God is real, my guy, because like I can't even explain like on the surface like what's happening. Like I put the hard work in, but like it still can't explain on the surface. Like, man, Joe, how is this shit unfolding like this? You know what I'm saying? It's God, and it's how I put my mind together, bro. So if that answers your question, locked when I was locked up. I had no choice, my guy, and I came out and I executed.
Can I ask you what you went away for?
Shooting someone.
And how old were you at that age?
I was just turning 18. I was just
Damn.
turning 18. Yep.
So
Yeah,
what was,
hell yeah.
yeah, I mean, so you were, you know, because the key for me when I do these things is to try and understand you as much as I can
Let's
and
do it, man.
to get into your mindset. But when you're at that age and
Mm-hmm.
you realize, I mean, you're looking at the prospect. I mean, you were in
Mm-hmm.
prison for over a decade.
Yeah.
When you were 18, when you got handed down that sentence, I mean, you talk about it in your song once again about
Mm-hmm.
what it was like. But when you got handed that sentence, what did that do to you mentally?
Um, I'm not even gonna I don't know if this sounds like naive, but like it's the whole truth. Like I was so young, I really didn't understand what was happening. I really didn't understand 16 years at 85%. I didn't compute it. Like I didn't understand it until I was like maybe 8, 9 years into my prison bid. So like I went along just like not really knowing like what the fuck is going on. I mean, I'm there physically and I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with, but like you can't put nobody away at that age and like explain to them what that actually is. So like part of that saves me too. Cause if I would realize what the fuck was really happening in my life, it probably would have did like an adverse effect. But no, no. And I had my whole family, you know, like a lot of people's story is people leave them. I had people leave me, but I had a big support system, man. So I made it through that. But it wasn't comfortable. When you know what I'm saying? Hell no. It wasn't easy. So let's not say that.
Yeah. I mean, did you just separate from like your physical self and mentally? Did you find that that was like you just had to, it was almost like you were, like the way you describe it, that you didn't even
Mm-hmm.
realize the consequences so deep in that it
Mm-hmm.
was like, it's almost like it's a dream, like it's not real in a weird
Yeah,
way.
man. Look, that's exactly. I mean, it's. Let me try to go deep with you, bro, because it's many emotions, many facets, many ways to answer the questions you ask me is based around that. But one side of it is like you got a lot of people that say this shit. Like I know you heard this because you listen to hip hop and the culture. A lot of people say I'm a real nigga, right? Right? And I've never broke the code. I never fucked on one of my homies' girls. I've never told. I never backdoored anyone. None of nothing. Anybody that can say I have, come forward right now and speak your truth and call me a liar then. So as I'm going through these things, I'm sitting in cell and I'm wondering, why is this happening? Because I've never broke the code. Why am I here? When something like it happened every all time. People. I mean, I finally rectified myself and from the sins I've committed. But people get shot every day. Violent shit happen every day. And when you in that field, you know what come with that shit. So I had to take my lick with not really understanding why is it happening to me. I never told. I never did no moral bullshit that breaks my moral compass. So why am I dealing with this? So I dealt with that for a long time, and I came to understanding that it ain't God don't work on the street code. God don't work with street code. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it goes. So I had to realize it's not no more compass to the streets. It's how God put me away to save me, man. And that took me a minute to realize. I know I went deep with you with that one, but that's the
I
whole
like it,
truth.
man. I appreciate you going deep and telling me, because I think that's an interesting thing and a good message of like, you know, I think our wisdom is limited to our own wisdom, in the
Mm-hmm.
sense of like, you know, we are so obsessed with our own logic and our own ability to justify things that we do, that like there is the being, the like the operation of the universe that operates, that's bigger than us,
It's
that's
bigger than
outside of
us.
us. And
Yep.
so it's a profound lesson to learn for you to be like, I operated by these codes, but it didn't work for me. Like,
Yep.
I look at where my life is, and I thought these principles were the guiding principles, when in reality, they may not have been the ones I should have been following.
Yeah, I mean, and stubbornly so, I still follow the same code. You know what I'm saying? You still can't pay me to go and do some shit that's gonna. I don't want to say, but you can't pay me to do that. But it teach me. It teach me now to put myself in better position, align myself with the right people, and like don't let nobody take advantage of my loyalty, because I'm gonna die by my loyalty. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard for a lot of people to do. And I did it for 13 years straight. I'm gonna die by my loyalty. So like when I gotta know, when I put myself in a certain position, what I'm willing to do. It ain't even about that person. So like I don't even know what you willing to do, but I'm gonna die about mine. So like I'm not even finna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get some shit that ain't even for you. I'm just going to stay in my lane, rap, and stay clear for all the bullshit, bro. Because that's the lengths I'm willing to go to. So I'm on my own type of code now, bro.
Well, it's interesting because like trust, loyalty, honor, respect,
Yep.
they are good codes to live by. You just have to choose where you apply them and how you apply them. And you can choose to add value, or you can choose to take value. And if you justify taking away value and hurting others through honor, respect, that actually doesn't compute. They're not the same. So I think it's good to still have the values, but then also understand that, like, hey, I know deep down whether I'm doing the right thing or not. I think everybody does. They can reasonably look in themselves and go, does this actually mean I'm a good person, or am I trying to tell myself and justify the shitty behavior that I do? And I think that's, and a lot of people do that. They justify the bullshit. They justify, oh, I cheated on this person, or I fucked over this person because of X. But like, you did those things. Like, it goes back to what we were saying at the beginning. Accountability and ownership of your own actions is fundamentally the critical thing to anybody's success.
Yep. And that's on like a success in life, not just career success in life, my guy. Real talk.
Yeah. So I wonder, do you feel like prison helped you realize those things? I wonder what your thoughts on if you didn't go to prison, where your life would potentially be. Have you thought about that?
Man, I think I'd probably be doing a longer prison stint, or fucking dead, bro, if I'm being honest with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really get to see, sir. I don't have no father figure growing up, you know what I'm saying? Or someone to tell me, like, all my people I was looking to were drug dealers, and not even to label them, but because I was the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And still know the code of all that. So like I didn't have nobody to take me and show me the way. So I was riding reckless, my guy. And it took that to sit me down and get me right. So I'm here in front of you now, when it's showing its benefits for sure.
Well, man, I am thankful that you, number one, got through it, that you're making your way, you're doing the thing that you've wanted to do since you were 14 years old, which is be creative, make your art. I think your story is extremely powerful in the way that it can help people understand, even if they didn't live a similar life to you, but just try to understand that, like, hey, you're not stuck forever. Like,
real talk.
A lot of people, and reasonably, I understand that when they go to prison, it fucks up the rest of their life. Like, it is over, and you are one of very few people who succeed in turning their life around. But it's important to also recognize that it's possible. But yeah, like, I mean, the way we talk about it, and it's easy for me to talk about it with you because you're able to look back on it. Your life is heading in a fantastic trajectory, but also
appreciate it, man.
To talk about how tough it really is inside there, especially people who are doing multiple stints. It's just, they get their life is a cycle. It's just never ending at that point.
Yeah, man. Like it's not even just prison, but just a tough time as a young man. Like and I can go on and on and on about what I've been through. It continues to go through. I mean, it's easier to navigate now because of the uprise, but for somebody that's like going through those things or been through those things, it's comforting to hear someone to speak to. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, like I used to hone myself on just like my skill set, my metaphors, my punchlines, and because that's what I'm good at. But I also have a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm speaking from these places. So when somebody put some Frisco Hardbody Sco on, they not just getting some shit to like bounce around. So you're gonna get that. But I'm telling a story, man. I done been through the worst of times and I done rose through it. So who's to say that you can't?
Yeah. I mean,
Real talk.
there is no reason. Like
Real
that's
talk.
what I think. And like, as I said, I obviously didn't grow up in the same environment as you, but the
Mm-hmm.
lessons that you take and the things that I get from this conversation also help me put into perspective. Like everything is just for the moment. Like this
Mm-hmm.
feeling and where I'm at now is only right now, and I still have it
Mm-hmm.
within my grasp to create change, and that
Real
everything I
talk.
do from this point moving forward influences the rest of my life.
That's a great way. You dropping jewels. Shit, y'all hear this man. He dropping jewels up in here. Y'all hear this man. My real talk, man. And you gotta just stay motivated because like each small success that I get, I want more. I don't like rest on like my achievements and the things I do accomplish. Like it has to be levels to like success and what you want to do because if you stay in one place, man, it's gonna die out real fast. So like stay motivated and know like whether it's good or bad, this moment is gonna pass. So like how this is like I love the platforms like this and being here with you because not just my city, it's good for like young men and young women to see things like this because they can look and say, okay, Frisco came from this type of background that I'm currently in, and look at him and look at him. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I do this shit for. I love my music and I love my craft, but I ain't had nobody to look to. So I only can hope to be that same thing for someone that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah. And I think, and it's interesting. I find hip hop so interesting to me because it's everyone does it to get out of their situation. But the
Mm,
obsession hip hop has with like it makes dangerous lifestyles sexy. It
mm-hmm,
like it creates this glorification of street culture, of
mm-hmm,
drug culture, but it's
mm-hmm,
also valuable, I think, for young people, as you said, to hear the truth of like what it was like to live that lifestyle, not
mm-hmm.
and not to aspire to it. Like it's just this.
Real talk.
It's just I don't know. I find it interesting. The older I get, I mean, I've been listening to hip hop since I was a kid. Like I was 8 years old, where my
Yeah.
parents fucking hate that fact, but I've been listening to it since I was a kid. And the older I get, the more I begin to understand the culture, the place that it sits in, and that
mm-hmm,
it's valuable for people to get like part of it is entertainment and it's not all
mm-hmm,
true. And it's like this
mm-hmm.
weird place. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird to describe hip hop culture because it's it's entertainment, but it's also life.
Yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say here because I'm gonna go from the beginning of what you said. It's like these gruesome stories, whether it be violence or drug dealing, whatever case it is. Let's just metaphorically take a kid right now that's actually actively in that, but has musical talent or any type of talent. He's going through whatever he's going through, and he has the opportunity to express himself through art. You know what I'm saying? He can never get narrate these stories that he's going through, right? And he makes it to a pinnacle. So like these stories that he's narrated were actually true stories, and it gave him the opportunity to provide for his family. You know, so that's the ugly side of it. Like he's doing what he's doing, but he found the way to express himself what he's going through his art. Now you got someone that never fucking one day spent 1 second of any street shit, any culture, but he raps about it and he misleads. You know what I'm saying? And like those are motherfuckers that I hope one day get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Because they watered down what's supposed to be true, genuine stories in true life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not to motivate violence. This is not to promote bullshit. This is just one expressing themselves. But you, like you said, it's entertainment. So motherfucker gonna do it anyway. You know, money root all motherfucker gonna do it anyway. You know,
Yeah. I
that's
mean, I
how it
think
go.
that's a great point. I think, you know, they people just see what other people successfully express themselves about, and then they try to
Mm-hmm.
emulate it,
Yeah.
regardless of whether that's their life or not. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the great thing about hip hop is there's space for you to express yourself regardless of your life.
Real talk.
And
Real talk. Real
that's
talk. Real
what's
talk.
missing,
Real
is
talk.
like it's about your life. It's not
Yep.
about their
That
life,
life.
and you're pretending to be, because I mean, how many rappers get caught in that life pretending to be that life, and then they get involved with people they shouldn't be involved in because they've been pretending the whole time, and
Yeah.
then all of a
Real
sudden
talk.
they're in a situation they're not prepared for.
And this is why like you got certain artists, and I'm one of them because it's a backstory. Like I said, I don't want to glorify nothing I've done and been a part of. But what I will say is I've done 10 years in a joint locked away. So when I express this to you through my music, it's genuine. I done been shot 3 times and survived it. So when you hear me talk about shit of that nature, you know it's many things I can go on about, but this is what I mean from a point of like artistry. I made it to the point where that's not my life, but I rose, you know, and I rose. So when people hear me, they know like, okay, he's one of them. To where like somebody that's also going through the things or went through them things, it resonates. You know what I'm saying? It resonates. The world need a motherfucker like me. They need a motherfucker like me. You know why? Because it's too much bullshit. There's too many motherfuckers saying this and that and the third, and that's not the case. So when they presented Frisco Hardbody Sco and they put that shit on, bro, it's true and it's genuine, man. It's true and it's genuine. Because I'm gonna get some motherfuckers through some shit that they going through, man. The world need a motherfucker like me.
Yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
as we said, like, it helps people know that you can talk about your past and talk
Mm-hmm.
about your life and reflect and use that to help propel you. But it also
Yep.
means that you don't have to go back to that life.
Real
That
talk. Real
there you
talk.
can separate expression and reality. And if that was you in the past, you can still use it. You don't have to live it. And
Yep.
and
Real talk.
and I don't know. I think there is this trap that I think we all fall into, is like we start talking
Mm-hmm.
about things, and then all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
we want to be the things that we talk about.
Yeah,
And
I ain't chasing that. I ain't chasing it. Anybody that's looking at me and they wonder like what's to it? Like if you want me to stay in the past and say I've changed, motherfucker, you want me to change. If you don't want me to change, how you want what's good for me? How are you my friend? You know what I'm saying? You want me to keep doing what I was doing that landed me doing 10 plus years, and you want me to do that? How are you my friend? How is that smart? How? On what fucking planet does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So like, I stay clear of people like whether it be so-called friends. Like I'm not moving like that no more, bro. Like, and I still move in these same principles and morals. So like, if I sense some type of disrespect, I'm gonna blitz your ass, and like that's sadly. So like, I don't even entertain like no type of bullshit, no type of negativity. It's all positivity. It's all peace. It's all love. Like you ask my team, anybody around me, like you never see me mugging, upset. Like, bro, I'm full of love. I'm full of passion. But please don't play with me. So like, I don't entertain that. I turned like I said, my pain and my story into like beautiful art now. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean I'm still ain't Frisco. Like I'm not a monster. I'm not none of these things. But I'm a man, and I've grown away from these things. Like I'm focused now. It's zero tunnel vision for me, bro. Zero tunnel vision.
hey, man, I'm excited for you. Like,
Appreciate you, bro.
it. The more we speak, the more I'm like, yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, like,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
the more we talk, I'm like, hey, you know where you want to go. Like, you
Yeah,
know
for sure.
what you need to do, and you have a vision for that. And
Hmm.
yeah, so tell me, like, you've got the single dropping tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's the plan post that? Do you have a vision of like what 2024 ideally looks like?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the plan. I got some more songs in the back burner, but the plan is to keep promoting this Welcome to Yoderville album. And this is one of my buddies that has passed away and lost his life to gun violence. So it's dedicated to him. So we promoting that album. We gonna do a tour in 2024. Like I said, 10 city tour and make Peoria, Illinois the last stop. Like how you said, we're gonna take that and run with that. But it's just all upward motion with that. Probably gonna start doing more features. I'll be turning a lot of them down, but I probably should do that, and just start expanding myself as an artist more, and we turned down some situations because they weren't right for us, but I got a feeling that the right one gonna come along, man. So
Yeah.
2024 my year, bro.
And you've got
2024 my year.
your music group as well. I mean, we haven't spoken
Yeah,
at all about that, but
yeah,
you've
yeah,
got artists, and you're
yeah.
really like, when we talk, you and I, we're not just saying, like, we're not saying in the ether of like, hey, I am making a business out of it. Like, you genuinely are. You've got, you're putting resources, you're putting time, you're putting energy into making sure that this is a long-term project and long-term career, not
Oh,
just
hell
like,
yeah.
hey, I just want to quickly make some bread and then that's it, I'm out. Like, that's
Nah, that
not
ain't
what
it.
this is about.
Yeah, I'm here for a long time, not a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And the label is Hardbody Empire Music Group. So yeah, we own that. All my projects coming out of my own pocket, coming out under my own label, and my own team. They a good ass team, bro. They a good ass team. So like, this ain't a one man army, bro. So we making this shit happen. Thus far, things been great, and it's only gonna keep going up.
Hey, it's exciting, man. And I was actually going to ask, how did you build that team out? I mean, you've managed to do it very quickly in the period of time that you've been out, but how did you do it so quickly? Did you have people you had an idea for, or like, how did that process come about?
Okay. When I was locked up, of course, I was still writing my music and planning out my vision of how I wanted to execute it. My best friend, her name is Sissy. We've been best friends for a long time since we were like young, maybe like 7 or 8 or something. But I just came to her like, man, she know that this is what I do with my life and shit. I approached her like, man, what you think about this? And she's someone that I love, someone that I trust. And like, when you got to a team, the main person has to be someone that you trust. I mean, business is business, but you still won't trust there. So she agreed to it. I came home. She overlooked and overseen a lot of the decisions that was based around my music and kind of let me focus on the music. I still wore multiple hats, and we rocked out for maybe like 8 months. Put out projects and did all of that, and then I put out this. Well, I skipped a little bit, but I put out this video on YouTube on my YouTube channel the first day I got out, and it was like 119,000 views on YouTube, kind of like blew me up. So that one video exploded my Facebook, and exploded my Instagram. Shit, kind of catapulted me, to be honest, and people start finding me. And I turned down a lot of people, but it was one consistent person like that was really genuine, like, and that was Dom. You know what I'm saying? That was Dom, and it took me maybe like a month, but he always was persistent. Like, man, I see what you're doing, and sharing my shit, hitting me up, congratulating me. And people that want to fuck with you, they usually just like tap in, hey, what's up? I'm trying to watch the band, and then you tell them no, and they gone. Dom, that wasn't the case. So Dom and Kurt came on board and shit, man. Thank God for them. And like, we're a three-headed team right now. It's Kurt, it's Dom, it's Sissy, and it's Shot the Culture brand. And we doing well, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, if anyone who doesn't know, Dom helped put this together as well. So shout out to Dom
Shout
as
out to
well.
Dom.
He also put together the Twin Kings interview that I have that I did as well. That came out great. So hey, man, I think credit goes to a lot of people that are unrecognized, that are not the face of the music. And as you said, you cannot do it without a solid team, people you trust, because, hey, they keep you in check.
Yep. Real talk. Real talk. And one thing, it's a lot of people online that I've never met a day in my life that are my biggest supporters. So it's too many to name. Like, I don't know everyone, but anyone that share my shit, tag me in some shit that's concerning music, like, it's a lot. And this is my way to acknowledge y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all the reason that I'm making it and study rising. So, man, this is like my dedication to y'all. Thank y'all for that.
And thank you as well. I mean, we're thankful you're making music, man. But I only have one more question for you. It's the only question that I plan on the show. It's probably the hardest question that I'll ask. But
what's that, man?
If you had to recommend one album that everybody should listen to at least once to get an appreciation of, doesn't have to be the best album, just you think everybody should appreciate, what would it be? It can be any genre of music, cannot be your own music.
50 Cent get Richard Not Trying. That's not even the 50 Cent get Richard Not Trying, man. Yeah. That's that. And you know what else after that? Welcome to Yodyville by Frisco Hardbody Sco coming. That one. That one. Yeah, man.
What did that album mean for you?
Well, I had a title something else. I had titled it Invisible Chains at first. But one of my younger buddies, it's a whole backstory to him, but like I said, he lost his life to gun violence. And I decided to dedicate the mixtape or the album to him. It's not stories all like narrated about him, but like I can't bring him back. I can't like bring his family, his friends peace. Like there's nothing I can do. But my superpower, like I said, is music. So the greatest thing I can do for him is this. Gift him with this and like hopefully keep his name alive and, you know, never let him be forgotten. That's exactly what I'm gonna do with this tape right here, for this album.
And when's that drop due to come?
We hoping we aiming for the date next month, November 27th. November 27th. So that's the goal. But we got a lot of shit in the works. So like I know people have heard me talk about dropping at this time, dropping at this day, but like I want to give y'all this insight. We got shit going on, man. And we want to make this sure it's like the best it possibly could be. So that's the reason I ain't gave it to y'all yet. So, but that's a reasonable time frame for me to execute everything.
Well, it might actually also be out by the time this drops. So, hey,
yeah,
I'm looking for. It's actually the 27th of October here in Australia. I know it's 26th for you. So we're in the future, but it's exactly a month from today. That it could be out. But man, I think all your fans, myself included, are extremely excited about your project coming. We're excited about seeing you continue to rise, continue doing your thing, because I think, you know, hip hop and music culture is only benefiting from having you a part of it.
Man, I appreciate you, man. That means a lot to me right there, my guy. That means a lot. I'm supposed to be here.
Agreed. And
you said,
man, is there anything you wanted to plug? As I said, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you being so open and honest and getting into the deep stuff with me. As I said to you off camera, we don't really plan how this goes. We just kind of talk and we ended up there. So I appreciate you being open to that. But is there anything you wanted to shout out? Anything else you wanted to plug before we wrap it up?
My number one thing I always say, Peoria, Illinois, my hometown, stand the fuck up. We always stamping that and stamping them. So other than that, man, Frisco Hardbody Sco, that's my handle on Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms. My YouTube is Frisco Hardbody Sco. I'm plugging all that in, man. Y'all stay tuned for this song that's dropping Friday, 2027, Frisco Hardbody Sco, Play No Games featuring Sada Baby. The album Welcome to Yodyville. We're trying to get that to you next month on the 27th. Y'all stay tuned and the People's Champ. Let them know it.
I love that, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, man. Thank you, my guy.